Hello beautiful beings, and welcome back to the channel. In our previous video we talked about how the good girl has to be sacrificed and devoured by us so we can connect into our intuition, our magic, our ability to manifest, and most importantly so we can be an integral goddess of an embodied woman. In this video I want to talk about the martyr and the victim energy. That can be very obvious to us that we're holding it or other people are holding it, but it can also come in these little covert ways where we play victims to circumstances or people or even our own selves in our lives. So let's talk about that martyr and that victim energy. There's a place for it, right? If you are kidnapped, if you're held prisoner, if you're in a bad situation, you are the victim. We got to take action. We got to get you out of that. But once you're out, living as the victim doesn't serve you. You have to honor and acknowledge. Oftentimes, if we're stuck in like victim martyr role, it's because we need to validate something for ourselves. That person did hurt me. I did not like that. That made me feel really bad. That hurt my feelings. That scared me. That made me lose years of my life. You know, we have to acknowledge the pain, and then that martyr victim aspect of us can soften. She goes, okay, good. You saw the truth. You saw your value in a way because you saw how you were being wronged. If you can't see how you're being wronged, it means you've got a value issue. And a lot of times that victim martyr energy wants you to see, hey, would you acknowledge it for a minute? Would you acknowledge that that was wrong, that happened to you, that wasn't right for you? And will you also acknowledge that, you know, you should have removed yourself sooner, or maybe acknowledge that you did the best that you could because you couldn't remove yourself sooner, or you couldn't draw that boundary sooner. It's asking you to be loving, but also very honest with yourself. It's asking you to nourish and repair and acknowledge and validate, and then choose better for yourself and up your value. And here's how I look at it. Why remain a victim when you could be the universe? Like, do I want to be the victim, or do I want to remember that I'm the universe? Stick with me on this one because it's going to reshape how you see yourself and how you see the difficult people and situations and the hardships that you've been through. And by the way, I'm qualified to say this because I have gone through decades of hells and dark nights of the soul. That's what's woken me up to deep understanding and deep knowing. But I have been through many deaths and moments I didn't think I was going to get through, years I didn't think I was going to get through, atrocities, horrible things have happened to me. People have taken advantage of me physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually. I've been through it, and I've had to be the victim in certain moments. I've had to face the victim. I've had to take ownership. And a victimhood does not serve us long term the way that a lot of things in short term, they're necessary so we don't spiritually like bypass ourselves or gaslight ourselves or invalidate ourselves. But long term, if we stick in it, it becomes erosive to our self-esteem, to our power, to our lives, and to our relationships. So let's look at this be the victim or be the universe sort of idea. You are a universe unto itself. Everything in the universe, everything in nature is micro and macro versions of itself. The universe is dark matter. It's light. It's baryonic matter, which is just regular matter. And it interplays with itself, and you are the same way. You are baryonic matter, which is the flesh. You are light, rather, in baryonic matter. And you are held together by dark matter, which is an extremely mysterious thing in the universe, but I'm going to explain what your dark matter is too. And you are then expanded, right, which is the soul's purpose, expansion, God's purpose. If, God being the creation energy is to expand itself, not just to be this thing and be it forever, but to expand, explore. It experiences itself through us, and more expansion happens. And this is what we're doing here. And the darkness in our lives, the trials in our lives, are the dark energy in the universe. Now, this is all science. Dark energy is causing galaxies to become further and further apart from one another because the universe is always expanding. It cannot expand without dark energy. Dark matter is the stabilizing force. Dark energy is the expansive force. And I think of it like this. Dark matter is like the masculine energy, right? The stabilizing masculine energy that we need to keep form. And then dark energy is the feminine energy. She comes in and she blows everything open, and she asks the big questions, and she's the mystery, and she's the chaos, and all the good stuff. So you think about the fact that you are this. You are the light inhabiting matter, held together by dark matter, expanded through the chaos of dark energy. So if you are the universe and you have dark energy, do you become victim to it, or do you use it for your own personal expansion? A healthy universe uses it for expansion. And that's what these difficult people are in your life, and these really difficult situations, whether it's your health or your wealth or just whatever you have going on, these difficult situations are the dark energy in your life. And dark energy has been sold to us as something bad or wrong through religion, because guess what? They don't want in religious sectors. They do not want people who are growing, expanding, becoming more powerful, and becoming more knowledgeable. Sheep, right? Being good sheep in the Bible, that's what you're supposed to be, as a good sheep. You're supposed to be a good sheep and follow. If you can demonize the darkness that enters your life, you don't have to grow or expand from it. You hide and you shrink and you become smaller. And whether you're religious or not, a lot of us are programmed with this. It's just this automatic, like, oh, something difficult, something dark, something ugly, something gross. I need to shrink away from it and shield myself from it and demonize it and say that these people are coming at me and they're doing this to me, when really it's the dark energy. And I'm not telling you, I want you to hear this, I'm not telling you to spiritually bypass yourself, ever. If someone's fucking you over, they're fucking you over, and that's not cool. But how you internalize it, and how you utilize it, and how you digest it, that's where your power is. How do you digest this? What do you do with it? What sort of alchemy do you create from it? Do you ultimately choose to expand from it and rise? Or do you choose to demonize that person? Now, the more you demonize someone, the more you shrink to them and you raise them up. The more we call the darkness the devil, the bigger devil we create with our consciousness and our awareness. Oh, he's bad. Oh, it's bad. And it's like, no, what if you look the devil in the eyes and say, what do you got? What do you got? Because I trust myself to respond to whatever you bring. I trust my ability to grow. I trust my ability to find my truth and my answers and a way to alchemize this. What do you got? I'm not going to hide from you. Show me what you got, oh expansive force. Show me what you've got. And that's a part of why witches and women have been demonized throughout the ages, because we are that devil force that creates, sorry you guys, it's It's just, I took my locks out and my hair is doing this thing. We are these forces of expansion. And instead of fully embracing that, we've been taught to embrace victim mode. That's why a lot of women are in victim mode, because it's what we've been conditioned to. Not just, you should do this, but you were burned at the stake if you weren't a victim. If you took the darkness and alchemized it, you were called a witch. So we've got that we're breaking through in our psyches. So how do you use situations as the dark energy that they are for your own expansion, to expand your soul, right? Your soul is expanding in the universe, is expanding in response to your interaction with your experiences. Not in response to your experiences, but in response to your interaction with them. If you choose to grow and go within and get curious about your circumstances instead of finding ways to be victim to it, that's how an embodied woman operates. She says, I am in my power with this. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. And I'm going to reiterate this. It doesn't mean you don't have a moment of feeling like the victim. It doesn't mean someone didn't wrong you, didn't hurt you. It doesn't mean you're not in an unfair situation. It means your response to it is, okay, that was wrong. You did not treat me right. I do not like this. I don't like what's going on here. But instead of using that as an excuse to be the victim or run away, I'm going to use that as medicine for me to become more the truth of who I am, to know my deeper truths. The contrast of you is causing me to know what's true for me. And yes, there are moments you do need to run away. If you're in an abusive relationship, if you're in a relationship that has eroded you, run. If someone's threatening you, run. But these long-term kind of drug out experiences of I'm the victim here when you're really not, when you're really safe, you just have to reach into a deeper part of yourself and respond in a way that is growth. So if you have a situation where, you're being challenged, it's oftentimes because people see the power in you. And people should challenge those who they see power in. Because if your power can't be challenged, then what kind of a powerful being are you? If your power can't be challenged, what kind of a leader are you? People that can't be questioned or challenged or tested are, they're either very small or they're tyrants, right? If something can't be questioned or are challenged, it's not very strong and it's not worthy of leadership. So there are those situations where you're being tested because you're powerful and people are looking at you going, should she really have all that power? And you're going to find within yourself the answers. Should I have this power? Can I respond from a place of expansion? Can I respond to the dark energy with expansion? Or am I going to shut down and pretend I'm smaller than that dark energy? As it's all very metaphorical, right? But this is it. This is the big stuff. And when we use the darkness in our lives, whether it's a relationship or a situation or a health condition or whatever it is, and we start getting curious and we start saying, well, who would I have to become to meet this with grace? Who would I have to become to meet this in a way that I would admire? Boom. That's when you've let the dark energy expand you. And it's magical. And you're the universe continually expanding. And it doesn't mean you need to be in a perpetual place of darkness. That's not what this life is about. It's about playing in the unknown, right? These situations are the unknown. They're coming at you going ping, trying to wake you up to the unknown aspects of yourself. You run into something and you're like, I don't know how to deal with this, I'm the victim. That means you ran into the unknown, and instead of getting curious and expanding into it, you collapsed and you demonized it. And then the world starts feeling very small and scary. But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. You can feel these feelings, but then decide how you're going to respond. Decide who you're going to be, and build up some belief in yourself, would you? Say some nice things to yourself. If you feel like you can't step into these roles, I need you to talk to yourself differently. Water yourself. Break your patterns. Book a session with me. Do some EFT tapping. Do something to get past this low self-belief and start stepping into, playfulness, curiosity, and alchemy.